Okay, so welcome to this TSC meeting on September 17th. Thank you everybody for joining. The theme of today is still releasing ODCS version 3. I think like we are really like it's a matter of hours. Um, and we've got a few things to discuss. And the other big theme that I'm going to start with is we passed 300 stars on GitHub, okay? And that means for the Linux Foundations that we can graduate from sandbox to incubation. So that's a big deal. Okay. So we're you should all be proud of yourself because it's not easy to go to 300 stars unless when you're PayPal and you just do a project and then everybody looks at it because it's just PayPal. But from scratch, okay, from where we were to now, 300 stars is pretty good. And and so what does it mean? It means that we get more visibility from the Linux Foundation. Uh, we're all we are on a good trajectory for the next step. So the next step is graduated. Okay. Uh, I'm happy to share the requirements with you if anyone is interested. But one of the requirement for for our project was to even to go to the incubator level is to have more than one company supporting our project. Okay. Um, and as we are structured, you've got to think that a lot of projects going into the Linux Foundation, they're pushed by one company. Okay, so their challenge is to bring more companies on board, where the way we structured ourselves is we did not do it this way. So what we did is we really built a lot of company around it. So that the two company challenge is actually not a problem. Okay. And even for the next level, which is 5 companies, we're already there. Okay. So all the other criteria, like having a TSC, like having a governance body like we have, having a clear communication channel and transparency in the decisions we're making, all this we already have. So we're already ready for even the next level. We're just missing the next level number of stars, which is 1,000. So that's going to be a little bit more challenging because 1,000 stars on a standard might be a little bit icky, but I'm sure we can make it. But already, I mean, already, guys, congratulations to you. 300 stars, um, incubator level in less than a year. It's good, okay, because we don't have big money behind us helping us. It's all volunteers, it's all your time, it's all data. So I'm extremely proud of you guys and grateful as well. Thank you. Um, on on finishing version 3, which is kind of the top, it's like the tree in front of me that is hiding the forest. I know we've got all the topics we would like to tackle after, like 3.1 and ODPS and other stuff. Uh, but it's kind of the tree just in front of me. So because it's a tree in front of me, I must admit myself, I'm a little bit blinded by this tree in front of the forest. So I'm not going to talk too much about after that for now. Um, but I would like to give the floor to Johan because he wanted to suggest a few changes, and I think if we could vote on those few changes now, this would be just fantastic. Then it's done. Whatever the decision is, I can finish that in the day, and then we would be done for the data quality part. So Johan, the
Yep.
floor is yours.
Let me share my screen. Very small change actually. I have, and something that was on my mind is that I wasn't too happy with the term implicit. So we're talking about data quality rules. And we had tags and SQL and implicit and custom, which are all good for me. I just wasn't too happy with the term implicit because I didn't, when I read it, I don't know what it really means or what means implicit in terms of a data quality type. And I thought a lot about what would be a better name. And so or should it be a better name, or how do we handle it? And my idea is, yeah, so if it's optional and if it's a default value, why not call it default, right? So that's my suggestion here, is to rename the data quality type implicit just to default, and everybody knows, okay, it's default. I don't need to think about it. I can use it. I do not have to type it. And then I can state all the predefined rules we have here. So this actually was my stake here. Renaming implicit to default.
So what what I would like to suggest here as well is maybe not default, but something maybe like library to indicate that it's coming from our library. Uh, but I would say the big thing is to rename it from something else than implicit. Okay, I
Yeah,
think
I'm also fine with library or standard or whatever. Yeah, just not implicit. Yeah. Mhm. I think I'm also good with library.
are you guys what are you
I
guys
like
thinking?
library.
Any comments on that?
I think default is overloaded, so I would prefer library or common or standard to default. I think we just need to be careful about using really overloaded values.
You were
Isn't it? Sorry.
very low for me, Todd. I don't know for others, but your volume was very low. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. I don't know.
Sounded
Yeah,
good to me.
me too.
Technically, it's like the standard library, isn't it?
The idea is a standard library of data quality rules that will
Yeah.
come in ODCS version 3.1 or something.
Yeah. There'll also be a rule, by the way, though, as we are coming with a rule next.
So okay, let's go through all of them and then we can vote for each. So we have got to go complete picture. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe let's write it down. So I think we're here. You type? Okay. So I think we have implicit status quo. Alternatives would be default. Alternative would be library. And alternative would be rule.
Maybe could we also include common in that alternative list?
Let's do that. Okay. Let's okay, we agree to replace implicit, but or even you can keep implicit, okay? But if everybody could put his favorite term here, and then the majority will take it over from there, okay? Implicit, library, default, Chamallow. I think we should take the two winners and run through them. Okay, so we are at 10 today, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Simon, if you can't type, you can also say it if you like it better.
It's okay, I'm still thinking.
All right, I think we've got kind of three that are kind of we've got standard, library, and commons, and seems to be like the main winner. I'm sorry, rule is kind of not really super popular. So let's do a second vote on common, library, or standard. Then we'll vote from it. Oh, yeah, I think we've got kind of a winner here. Okay. Yeah, that's funny, Simon. That's of course someone had to do it. Okay, so
Yeah. Okay.
you forgot
Yeah,
the
what's
.h just in case someone forgot about that.
Okay.
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 So library it is. Okay.
Okay. Technically, I would update the pull request and then we can merge
Okay.
it.
Okay. I will. I think I validated the pull request already, or is it a new one you made?
Yeah, let me check. But
I think
I think something we can do. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had some question from someone over the weekend, so I just validated it. I knew that we were bringing that anyway. So, okay. Is there anything else you wanted to eventually rename, Jon?
Yeah, I thought about the implementation for custom quality types, but I think it's not too important for me. I can live with implementation unless anyone else has concerns with the term implementation for custom. Let's share it. I think it's here. It says implementation. But I'm okay with it, so nothing we really need to discuss if not anyone else has a veto on implementation.
Yeah. So,
No one? Okay.
okay. No further things. So, okay. Um, what what I just also wanted to talk about. Okay, so Simon, I saw your work you did yesterday. You didn't go through pull requests. That's okay. But I will make a few comments, mainly on the spelling of things. Okay. To make some consistent. I might do it just a pull request and submit it to you, but it's really like spelling IBM DB2 like it should be spelled, MySQL like it should be spelled. I'm a little bit OCD on this kind of things. So, um, so to make sure we're consistent in naming, and if that's okay with you. And
Yeah, sure. I was just yeah, sorry about the pull request. Didn't didn't thought about it. Just wanted to get it done before today, and that's why I did that.
And that's how I took it, you know. And the thing is,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make pull requests every time as well. Okay, but when I see a typo or something, I just do it. Okay, so and sometimes it's a little bit more than a typo, and I agree. And so
Maybe one quick thing. What I did was there was MS SQL and SQL Server,
yeah,
and
I saw that. I don't know why.
and I removed the MS SQL because SQL Server is also the one that it's in the data contract spec and Soda, and there's no MS SQL in both. So, but it's basically the same. It's just a different name. Just yeah.
Yeah, we just need to be careful not to have access after in that or something like that. Microsoft Access or so. Oh yeah.
You can edit anytime if you need that.
So maybe we should have an other as well. Let me show you guys what the status of that if you haven't looked at it. If you so we're talking about servers, okay? And in the standard in dev v3, what Simon did, sorry, I was going to schema. Is I think you didn't make the link as well. If we look at the servers section, that's its specific server properties, and you see all those things. Okay, so I will make a suggestion for spelling things there, and like you said, I think same thing. I think BigQuery and things like that, and so all that, so we can have a consistent way of doing things. But I think it's a great job because it's not easy to unify everything there. I think at the end maybe we should have a other with the list of valid values or something, maybe Simon. So just in case we can cover non-specific things that are there, but
Other or custom, because we also use custom.
we have custom or custom, yeah.
You
We
can
don't
also
have
say a type custom, and then
yeah, okay, yeah.
and then you just use the custom properties for specifying your fields. We don't care.
If you have, I would say you can do that if you've got specific field you don't have, but I would still be trying to have all the you know the same term. I'll make a pull request. You'll tell me, and if you don't like it, you reject it. Okay.
Okay.
Then so it's basically that's where we are. So we did the update spec for and review for that. We did that, thanks Johan. We didn't have a second reviewer, but that's fine. We have to update the schema for RFC7. So is there a volunteer for doing that? That's a schema part, so you need to know JSON schema, which I don't. That's why I'm not volunteering.
I can help with that.
Thank you so much.
I'm quite familiar.
Thank you so much, Peter. And I'm putting that here. You can put it in progress when you start. So and I need to, as I said, review RFC1 for me. Oops. Create and put it for me, just the suggestions I have. Everybody has access to that right now. Okay, is that true? Is that accurate? Yeah.
Yep, that's accurate.
I think it actually helps now that we are a bit more structured, or getting to be a little bit more structured. Okay, so did you as part of your work, Simon, did you do the schema update for your for RFC1, or?
Peter already did most of the work, and I did some finishing touches there.
Okay, so that was part of your pull of your non-pull request.
Yeah, so basically, to me, the schema is fine, and
Okay.
it should be documented. So if you fix the typos, I think we are good to go, and it probably will get a lot of feedback, and maybe we have to in a minor version or patch version fix some stuff when it's used a lot. But in the end, I think that's fine for now.
Okay. So what I would like to do anyway is when I guess when all of that is finished, okay, so changing the license terms and these two tasks there, okay, when we're pushing that to review, then I think we can push everything from dev v3 to dev. Okay, and we can do the final validation on dev and make pull request on the dev branch. Okay. I will create a task for each of you present and the non-present to have a final review of V3. Okay, so go through it, at least read it, see if there's something odd or not, or consistency. A lot of what I've seen when I was working on it is sometimes there's a lack of consistency between the new naming and the sections that, for example, SLAs, we didn't in V3 we didn't work on SLAs, but we used the terminology of V2, so I had to rename some of the things for V3, etc. Okay, so there's a little bit more subtleties there on making sure that we're consistent in the standard over. Okay. If you we will make pull requests there. If you see something that absolutely needs to be changed, make sure you also change the change log. Okay, so if it's relevant for the change log, the change log has been we've been pretty good with the change log by documenting all what we did, which is kind of pretty impressive.
Jean-Georges, speaking of spelling and consistency, could you give any guidance for? I can't point to a particular instance, but I'm sure they exist of like British/Canadian spelling versus American spelling. So words like flavor or harbor or something like that. OUR versus OR.
We're still the most powerful country in the world, so it's American English. Okay.
Okay. Good enough for me.
I think that's not even a discussion there. No, but I'm most of the people are using American English here, and the only one I play a little bit with is Andrew. So Andrew is occasionally too British for writing like we've savages wrote, but our writing, but that's the other thing. No, but it's more like if it flows correctly, if you see things like yeah, I don't have any specific examples there, but it was more like a as I was saying when I was working on SLAs, there was inconsistencies in the terms. Okay, like we were still using tables and columns, which we decided to drop a while back. That's also so it's really about that. Maybe some drawings, some illustrations like this one needs to be a little bit scaled down. It's a bit massive there. If you guys think that we should have all the illustrations, I'm happy to do it. Look at the examples. What I noticed as well when I was working on the RFC 7 is that I changed the example and I forgot to change the paragraph underneath. And so yeah. One thing is I wonder before we release, and that's maybe the discussion. This document starts to be really big. So I was wondering if maybe we should split it by section. Now is also a good time to do it. So you guys tell me what, not a formal vote, but whether it's a good idea or not. And Peter, whether it's going to work with the documentation formatter as well. So.
And for the documentation formatter, like as long as you have markdown files, it will pick them up. So it shouldn't be a problem.
So, okay, so let's just discuss that. Would you like us to be split, or you still think that one big document, consistent, is easier to manage? Any opinions?
I'm okay with one. I think it's not so much to manage, but it's easier for the reader to just go through and just navigate from. You have one thing to read.
Okay, so let's keep one. Let's keep one. Hey, Peter, do we have to have these tables at the beginning of everything?
This is so that when you like link it, if you send a link from the docs link, it creates a nice picture and link that shows up, kind of thing. Like if you share it on LinkedIn or social media or whatnot, it creates a nicer link, if that makes sense. Like the Twitter OG title, OG description, OG image things. Yeah.
And that has to be at the beginning.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
No, I think we can live with that then. It's consistent. Okay, so if we go back, we've got a little bit of work, and Chris, you told me that you're meeting Jory this week, right?
Next week. That's correct. On the 25th.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to thank everybody for their extreme patience with my glacial pace on this. But we're making some progress.
So that's okay, so that's so basically by the end of next week we should be good to go. Okay, so that's also something I want to be able to announce to the TAC. So the TAC is a meeting on Thursday. Is anyone interested in joining the TAC? I'm happy. I don't want to be the only one owning the relationship with the Linux Foundation. So if anyone wants to join the meeting, it's it's not even completely at decent time. It's going to be at 9 a.m. Eastern. So I'm happy to forward the invitation to anyone who is interested in joining to see what goes there. Okay, so.
Sure. Could you just would you want to post it in the TSC Slack channel?
I will. Yeah, I will do that.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll do that. Okay. Well, I know it was a little shorter than I covered all I wanted to cover, and I told you my focus is on V3. Okay, so so it's been a little bit putting a few things on the side. Dirk, I want to get to you. I have one of our fan or users that is interested in discussing data product more with you, and you already had the two of you a chat recently, so during the summer. So I will write an intro email, and maybe we can get together and have a little bit of a chat, just 3 hours. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Happy to connect.
So we can do RFC. I think it's 11. I s- I s- I also started RFC 12, okay, which is going to be not anymore the implicit data quality rules, but it might be the library data quality rules. There's absolutely nothing in it, but just to have a placeholder for the discussion of listing the data quality rules we would like to document as part of our next release. Okay. Right now we have a little bit of example, but that's also something we've got to get back to it. Okay. So okay. I'm out. All right, no more comments. Okay, so please have a great rest of your day. Enjoy yourself. Talk about this project. Be proud of yourself, and because you did something pretty great. And I look forward to chatting and exchanging with you guys more. Okay.
Take care, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Excellent.
Bye.
Bye bye.
I guess.